Hello and welcome back, and that is right, we're going to go through some Black Friday deals this week. We've already talked about it here on the channel every day this week, 2 to 3 minute video. This one might overrun because of this intro. We're going to go through what I think are some of the best deals I've seen out there at the moment. These are things that I personally would buy. It's relatively early, it's about 8:30 here. UK time. I've got my coffee here on the go, so let's go through some of the deals that I've seen so far. Now, these are ones from last night and this morning, and it's worth highlighting that all the deals that I find are going to be listed in a link in the description, this page right here. And this goes through a number of the best deals that I've seen on different sites, and again, you can add your own deals there if you want, if you think there's any decent ones that you want to share with other people, or you can just go along and find them all out. There's different regions, different shops, all on there as well, and don't forget there's all of the Amazon warehouse 20% off as well, knocking around at certain times in the week. But so the first deal I came across that was quite interesting was this one. This is for you UK guys. This is a 6TB NAS drive. This is 6 terabytes for 116 Nicker. That's ridiculous. That includes tax, and of course if you've got your Prime, it's free delivery. And 6 terabytes of NAS-based storage for 116 Nicker is pretty darn good. This deal's run for a few days already. Apparently they've got quite a lot of stock, and there's a few different shops kind of stocking it. So you've got maybe a couple of days on this one. I doubt this one will last all the way till Black Friday itself. Next up, quite an interesting one. An SSD I've talked about a lot on the channel, the WD Black SN850. This is more of a general notification. I've noticed that not just here on the UK store, but worldwide, if I get rid of that, I found it listed at ridiculously cheap prices in some regions, but there's no through line. Different capacities in different regions. Again, France, Germany, US, UK, that sort of thing. Weirdly, not Canada. So if you're Canadian watching this video, I'm really, really sorry, but for some reason they're being incredibly strict about some of the deals on technology and storage in your region. But yeah, the WD Black SN850, have I got one here? I kind of assumed I'd have one. One sec. There you go. Sorry, I'm just setting up for another PS5 test later in the week. Again, it's a great drive. It's been recommended by Mark Cerny. It is a very good drive for PS5 in gaming. It's not the fastest drive out there, but I definitely say for the price point, it's very, very good indeed. Let's go back into the tally. Next up, an external drive here. And again, I use drives like this all the time. Again, this is why I recommend this. I think I've recommended this drive last year and on Prime Day this year. The SanDisk Extreme Pro series are just, as far as external drives go, I've never used an external drive better. I've either had external hard drives or SSDs that have either failed me in the weather, or they're too bulky, or the connector gets a bit ropey. But this one's ridiculously weatherproof. I don't know how well you can see it there on the camera. I've got 2 of these that I use for my localized backups when I go out and about. They've got the key lock. They're, again, USB Type-C, waterproof. I've dropped this thing in water. Again, it's been knocked around quite a lot. And this you're seeing on screen is the better version of this. This is the one I'm almost certainly going to be buying if nothing better comes up later in the week. Because this is the USB 3.2 times 2 version. So this is the one that's got an NVMe SSD inside and takes advantage of a 2000 megabytes per second connection there. So again, that's not like hypothetical. It's got an NVMe inside, and if you've got a USB 3.2 Gen 2 times 2, so that's 2x2 port, you can get that 2000 megs there. Do bear in mind, if you're a Thunderbolt 3 user, the majority of older Thunderbolt 3 systems are not going to give you that. They're only going to give you 1000 megs. But if you're running a USB 4 system or a very, very modern Thunderbolt 3 Plus type model, you're going to be able to get that drive there. And again, it's not the cheapest, but as far as external drives go, I'm legitimately looking at this drive. So I'm going to end this on a couple of SSDs here to end the day on. We're looking at a couple of SSDs for PS5. One is the MSI Spatium M480, an SSD that a lot of people were waiting for, but the big problem was, but by the time they launched it, when PS5 kind of introduced that compatibility for upgrading your storage, there were so many more drives on the market. And even though this drive for PC and console gamers is very, very fast indeed, it doesn't really stand out anymore. Even at the time it was launched, against a huge number of SSDs. Again, huge PS5 testing session coming soon. It doesn't really stand up against them. So when it was launched at its original price, it was just too expensive at launch. Now, you're looking at a price here that's compatible and competitive against the likes of the WD Black, Samsung 980 Pro, cheaper than the Fire CUDA. So now it's become a lot more appealing there. And again, this is a US-based deal, but I have seen it in other regions. And finally, another SSD here to end on. This is the PMY. I've already done some PS5 testing on this drive. It's not the highest spec one. The highest spec one is the CS3140. This is the tier below it. It's a Phison E16 controller SSD, but it has a massive heatsink included. And for 2 terabytes, and even the lower capacities, it's really competitive. I'm not sure if the 4TB is on offer at the moment. Again, that's a pretty cheap deal for a 4TB NVMe PCIe Gen 4x4 SSD. But mainly I was looking at that 2TB with the chunky heatsink, because the heatsink version is just lovely stuff at that price point there. But at the moment, again, it's very early in the Black Friday week. These are the deals that I've seen that I'm considering. Again, of all of these, if I'm going to be totally honest with you, I'm probably going to buy at least 2 of those 6TB WD Reds, and I'm almost certainly going to buy that SanDisk there at the end of the week. I'm going to hold out for a better price, and I recommend you do the same, but those are the ones that I'm personally going to buy actually out of all of these, but the rest are ones that I would certainly recommend to people. And do remember that all of the deals that we talk about today will be linked in the description. Do chuck any deals that you see in the comments or over on that article linked in the description, so everyone can have one place where all the deals are all together. And again, it's all in there. Again, it's nice and straightforward. I've not even monetized this video. There's no ads on this video. There shouldn't be anyway. This is just about everyone kind of sharing the deals and the best things they've seen online. So I'm going to wrap things up. Again, video like this every morning, every day this week. So do stay tuned for those. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to learn about these. Click the bell to be notified. And I'll see you tomorrow morning.